All right, go ahead.
Welcome, everybody, to another season of Conard Red Wolves Hockey. I'm Rob. I'm with Russ. We are Russ and Rob. And welcome to the opening home opener for Conard Red Wolves. Red Wolves coming off a loss to East Haven. And they are taking on Wethersfield, who's 1-0-1. They beat South Windsor and tied Hamden. So it'll be quite the climb this year as Conard Red Wolves has gone into Division II. Russ, a lot of things happening here in hockey. Conard went up to Division II. A lot of lost players and personnel. It's the next man up. A lot of injuries happening. Tell us what's going on with Conard hockey so far.
Yeah, Rob, first and foremost, we have three critical injuries on the team. We lost a player in the fall to a football injury. We lost a player to practice, and then we just lost a player in the East Haven game. And so all upper body injuries. We expect one back in a few weeks, but the other two are indeterminate at this time. Very critical players to the team, so we're definitely going to need some of the guys that are in the younger side to step up and fill in those gaps right now. Yeah. Conard's coming off of the last 4 seasons of being either in the state championship tournament or in the semifinals. They made an appearance. In 2021, their record, the 2021-2022 season, their record was 9-8-2, and they had 54 goals for and 50 goals against, and they ended up losing in the final to Newington. Huge surprise victory in a quarterfinal over E.O. Smith in that year to move forward and ultimately end up in the finals, completely unexpected. And then we went into the next year, 21-22. We were 9-8-2. 22-23. We were 17-3. We had 103 goals for and 50 goals against. Definitely starting to become a powerhouse at that point. And we lost in the semifinal that year against Massac. In 23 and 24, we were 17-2-1 with 110 goals for and 35 against. And that was the year we first won the state championship. And then last year, 12-6-2 was the season record. 63 goals for, 40 against, and really just a season of a lot of surprises, and obviously ultimately ended up in a back-to-back championship. So this team, as a result of those 4 years, was posthumously moved to Division II, where they get to play some more challenging teams this year, and by the looks of Wethersfield, some larger teams. And so I think they're going to have their work cut out for them, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do tonight.
Thanks, Russ. And like you said, next man up. That 23-24 year was kind of an expectation. A lot of pressure on those boys to win. Conard showed that they can step up the next year in 24-25. Can they do it again this year? They're already in a position where the younger guys got to step up. A lot of younger classmen suited up for this game. As you mentioned, some injuries. I've got Wethersfield's roster. Not many lower classmen suiting up tonight for Wethersfield. I'm looking at the ice, kind of a size difference. What's Conard got to do to stay out of the box, stay out of the injury prone, and just skate past Wethersfield?
I think they just got to play a clean game. They got to skate hard, forecheck hard. They got to cause turnovers. And it's really just as simple as that. They got to really rely on each other. They got to move the puck, use the ice to their advantage. And, they have 7 seniors, 6 juniors, 7 first years right now, and 3 returning sophomores. So they lost 5 seniors last year, Conard. We had a critical defenseman in Lou Schaefer who graduated, and then 3 forwards, and then we lost Brendan Murphy, our starting goalie last year, who was a huge part of last year's team, keeping pucks out of the net. So Chase Emery's stepping up in the net this year. Chase has been looking really good so far, like what I'm seeing. But again, he's got to step up to the pressure. He's a senior, and this is his first time he's going to be the starting goalie for Conard. So we're about to start with the announcements, so let's listen to those.
You got it. Thanks, Russ. We'll listen to the opening announcements and lineups.
Hockey matchup between the visitors from Wethersfield and your home standing Conard Red Wolves. First, the starting lineups for the visitors from Wethersfield. Forward number 24, Jack Leahy. Forward number 4, Tyler Giandre. Forward number 3, Rohe Williams. On defense, number 6, Jackson Faber. On defense, number 21, Ryan Sosha. And in goal for Wethersfield, number 1, Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise, remove your caps and helmets as we together recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
And we're getting ready to face off here in the first period, the Red Wolves versus the Wethersfield Eagles. Just finished the Pledge of Allegiance. No national anthem. Chuck Mangione wasn't available tonight. He's on tour. Russ, I did notice that Wethersfield's only dressing one goalie tonight. If you're in the coaching box and you notice they got one goalie, what do you want to do to tire out that goalie and weaken that defense to get that puck in the net?
Just get shots on goal, Rob. Just shots and shots and shots. There's no bad shot as long as it's hitting the net. That's one of the reasons, interestingly enough, goalies aren't in large supply these days. It looks like Wethersfield's got one goalie. I don't know if they have a backup somewhere. They're not dressing them. That's kind of crazy if they're not. And then the reason they didn't play hand the other night, Conard didn't play hand, is because their goalie broke their arm, and now that player, they're looking for a goalie right now, someone to back up. So, yeah, it's certainly a critical position that you need to play it, and I hope they're going to take the bucket of pucks out of the net over there. There we go.
Yeah, definitely a question. I mean, Conard's lucky they do have a backup goalie, Bradley Sechko. And the student section for the Conard Red Wolves giving their rendition of the national anthem. Going to start the lineup here.
It's a
Goldrick, Eisenberg, and Nick Alonso be the starting line. Eisenberg will face off versus Tyler Giangre from Wethersfield. Conard trying to win the face-off. Slash down. McGoldrick sends it in deep, but poked out by Wethersfield. Popped up in the air. Wethersfield can't quite clear it. Eisenberg sends it back to Maxinger, to his D partner, Dylan Smith. Smith back up. Loose puck at the blue line. Eisenberg loses it. Now picked up by Alonso. Alonso hustling in. Tries to shoot it in, but it's picked up. Picked up by Dylan Smith at the red line. He'll weave. He'll get it. He'll try and take a shot off. Weak shot. Kind of a knuckleball. And doesn't really leave the air, but stopped by Nate Radecki. So to your point, Russ, Conard putting some pressure on in early, and we'll have a change in personnel. Braden Gainey take the face-off versus Wethersfield. Loose puck, shot, loose puck. Radecki right there, swipes it away. Conard pinned up against the boards. Ken Roach was going after it. Gainey slaps it in deep behind the goal line. Roach trying to pick it off, bodies his man, pass out front by Wethersfield. Gets to his man and comes out of the zone, only to be picked up by Gainey again. He shoots it in deep. Doesn't give Wethersfield a chance to clear. Roach challenges a defenseman. Here it comes. Kept in deep by Caden Mangini, brother of Gavin and captain. Wethersfield trying to bring it out. They'll slow it back in. Roach trying to forecheck a little bit. Missed pass by Wethersfield. Couldn't get it out of the zone. And it's kept in. Great work by Conard to keep it in. And it's sent down by the ice. O'Keefe going in after it. Obtains it. Shoots it up to Caden Mangini. To Torm McGoldrick. McGoldrick shot. Goes wide. Pushed away by Radecki. And 3 Conard Wolves behind the goal line. Change for the defenseman. Matzinger able to hustle and able to keep it in. Wethersfield pokes it away, and Matzinger able to shoot it in deep. Conard will be able to realign up as Wethersfield tries to whip it up against the boards. Now picked up by Rohei Williams. Shot to chase, and Emery sees his first shot of the night, and clearly, nice save. He saw that one all the way like a beach ball, Russ.
Yeah, Conard with excellent early pressure on Wethersfield here. Good zone time in there, good shots on goal, good effort, good forecheck. Love it. Love what I'm seeing so far.
Nick Sosa takes the draw and wins it for Wethersfield, and a quick shot goes wide on net. Good setup by Wethersfield there. Picked up by Eisenberg. He'll shoot it around the boards. Conard tries to get it out of the zone. McGoldrick loses it at his feet, and Wethersfield just shoots it in, but not deep enough as Matzinger plays it back out. Conard trying to bring it out. Nick Alonso again brings it across the blue line, sends it deep. He'll battle against the boards. Eisenberg tries to just poke it away to his defenseman, Dylan Smith. Dylan Smith doesn't have a chance to get a shot on net, so he'll keep it alive and keep it deep in the zone for Conard. Wethersfield now has a clear man, but it hits the back of a skate of Wethersfield, and they can't get it in deep. Matzinger, nice play backhand to stop Wethersfield, and Wethersfield will go off for a change as Conard's able to regroup and tries to shoot a pass, but just misses. Gavin Mangini will pick it up at the red line, crosses, and shoots it in deep. Defensive change for Conard, and it goes up against the board. Conard able to keep it in. Was deep in the zone. Riley O'Keefe, good job keeping it in deep. Here goes Caden Mangini, backhanded it, tries to shoot it, handcuffed a Wethersfield player, and Gainey sends it in deep to Ken Roach. Roach skating around with it, plays with it a little bit, able to keep onto it, hold it, only to be picked off by Wethersfield. And Wethersfield just able to squirrel it out of the zone, but Gavin Mangini shoots it up to Roach. Roach kicks it in, and Wethersfield able to regroup and shoot it over to Reed Parker. Parker, a senior, and Wethersfield will go in for a change. Conard able to keep it in the boards, and picked up now by Gavin Mangini. Gavin tries to shoot it, blocked by Wethersfield defense. Sees an open man, but gets too far from him. And Conard slaps it up the boards, and Eisenberg sees Ken Roach. Roach gets a shot, goes wide, but Radecki for Wethersfield puts his waffle on it. And Wethersfield able to pick it up. Backhanded slap up against up against the wall to try and clear it by the Wethersfield defense. Here comes McGoldrick, all alone. Shot, look for the short side. Nice save by Radecki. McGoldrick had a nice clear shot and a nice look. Playing against the boards is McGoldrick. McGoldrick tries to get it to Eisenberg, picked off by Wethersfield. Wethersfield trying to clear it. Matzinger able to keep it in, picked up by Eisenberg, who's able to get a little bit of wood on it and shoots it wide. Hung up on the boards is Nick Alonso. Alonso has it. Here comes Dylan Smith. Walks it in. Centering pass just off the heel of Eisenberg. Couldn't get a clear shot. And Wethersfield will send it down, and we will have our first icing of the game. Russ got some good pressure. Already about 5 minutes into the game. What's your thoughts so far?
I really like what I'm seeing. I like first and second line, putting a lot of pressure on Wethersfield, controlling pucks, getting shots on net. Let's see if they can keep up this pace.
Gainey will take the face-off draw, gets it right back to Gavin Mangini. Shot, save, rebound, goes back out to the point. Over to O'Keefe. O'Keefe shoots it in and goes off the stick of Radecki and into the netting. Nice puck movement at the points.
Yeah.
Between Caden Mangini and Riley O'Keefe. And we'll do it again from the other face-off circle. Gainey will go against Nolan Greenwell. Greenwell wins it in the side. Pinched in by O'Keefe. O'Keefe tries to center it. Blocked by Wethersfield. O'Keefe brings it back out. Gainey takes a shot. High, saved by Radecki. Rebound, shot by Mangini. Saved by Radecki.
Tons of pressure here by Conard, Ron. Great.
Another icing. Hit on the board.
Desperation icing. Here we go.
And great play by Gainey as he pinned his man up against the board, and Wethersfield couldn't pick up that puck, and it shoots it down the ice for another icing call. Wethersfield unable to change and gives Conard a great opportunity and puts the pressure in that zone.
Conard's had to have close to 8 or 9 shots on goal. The Wethersfield's won right now. It's great pressure.
Nolan Reck takes the face-off draw. Looks like Conard wasn't really set up there. However, they win it. Dylan Smith sends it in deep around the curve. Parker Bastos misses it for Conard. Andrew Nigro plays with it at the red line. Tries to get it in. There's a little spinorama move and pokes it in, but softly. He'll go up against Ryan Sosa for Wethersfield. Conard still keeping it in. Missed pass to Andrew Nigro. Can't get a hold of it, but Dylan Smith backhands it in and keeps it deep. Andrew Nigro keeping it in. Centering pass by Conard. Parker Bastos. No one there to pick it up and nobody in front of the net. Little physicality up against the boards. Conard pushed down on the ice. No call there. He'll continue the play. Good poke check by Parker Bastos. He'll try to send it in. Matzinger, great job, little poke check. Good footwork by Nolan Reck to keep it in. And Parker Bastos, good footwork again. And Wethersfield tries to ice it, but it goes right on net. Wethersfield in the midst of a change, almost a find. And Dylan Smith, who saw Torren just out of his reach, just a tad wide. And Conard has its first icing of the night, and the faceoff will go down into the Conard zone. We got 8:11 here to play in the first period. Looks like Tyler Giangrave for Wethersfield will take the draw versus Jack Eisenberg. Eisenberg with the win. It's picked off by Wethersfield, though. Wethersfield behind the net, trying to set something up. Caden Mangini pinning him against the boards. Gets the loose puck a little bit. Gets it, slaps it the other way. Conard able to get it out.
Yeah.
Someone's met at the blue line, but just enough. Great play by Nick Alonso, who's able to get it out of the zone. And Caden Mangini will circle again. He'll pick it up. Back to Nick Alonso. Alonso to McGoldrick. Slick move. Oh! Leg. Tried to reach Eisenberg. Just out of his reach. Eisenberg slaps it against the boards behind net to Torren. Torren tries to poke it away and get it up to somebody in front. Back out to the point. Eisenberg backhand and gives himself a clear shot. Good defense by Wethersfield to stop Torren McGoldrick. But McGoldrick able to get it deep in. Conard making a personnel change at D. Eisenberg backhands it in. Looking for Nick Alonso. misplayed by Wethersfield. Looking for somebody. Slap shot by Eisenberg. Just goes wide. Great pass and great look by McGoldrick. Shot goes over. Matzinger has it. Dylan Smith coming in. Wethersfield on a change. Dylan Smith has it. Looking for somebody. Behind the net. Looking for somebody. Backhands it, trying in front of the net. Wethersfield able to poke it in. Matzinger, great job keeping it in again. And Wethersfield
going to be icing it again.
Forced to put the frosting on the cake with icing. 6:42 left in the first. So getting some good pressure here. Some good bounces for Conard as well, as they're trying to set something up. Just can't get that good wood on it to get that puck into the net. Gainey will take the face-off draw. Messed up in there. Alignment. Shot by Gavin Mangini. Rebound taken by Ken Roach. Goes wide. Dylan Smith stands his man up at the blue line, so Conard's able to keep it into the neutral zone. Goes in deep. Caden Mangini will go for it. Tries to circle it. Not deep and hard enough. Now open shot. Shot high by Wethersfield. Nick Sosha over the top of the post. And Conard will try and skate it out. Here comes Ken Roach looking for somebody. Gainey going to the net. It goes into the crease. Poked away by Radecki from Wethersfield. He's seen a lot of action this first period. Conard slips it around back behind the net. Wethersfield looks for the outlet, but it goes right to the point. Matzinger, Dylan Smith takes a shot, goes wide. Wethersfield slips it around the board. Smith will pinch it in, keeps it at his feet. Good play by Dylan Smith. He'll keep it in deep again. Gavin Mangini going after his man, just able to stall him up long enough to keep that puck loose.
Great check right there.
Picks his man up against the board, which allows Ken Roach to take a shot. Wethersfield struggling to get it out of the zone. They'll really slap this one hard. Matzinger keeps it in again. Over to Roach. Roach to Gainey. Gainey shot. Saved by Radecki. Some really good physicality there, Russ, to keep that puck into the zone. Conard's had some very good offensive zone so far for this first period.
Yeah, we're starting to see Conard pick up the physicality a little bit. Great job by Dylan Smith holding that blue line. He's like a rock right there. You know, just need to keep up this pressure. Things are going to fold eventually here for Wethersfield.
O'Keefe and Caden Mangini at the points. Face-off draw, Nolan Reck. He'll win it. He'll chase after it into the corner. Looks for somebody. 3 Conard forwards, though, behind the goal line. Nolan Reck has it. Gets it back up to O'Keefe. O'Keefe a shot. Blocked. Goes back out to Nolan Reck. Reck back to O'Keefe. O'Keefe tries to send it back to Nolan Reck. Reck misses it. Goes around. Parker Bastos is pinned against up the board. Bastos comes up with it. Caden Mangini, shot. Tried to tip in by Nolan Reck. Goes wide of the net. And Wethersfield still struggling to get it past the red line. And sends it back to Riley O'Keefe. O'Keefe over to Caden Mangini. Mangini will skate up with it. Sends it up to Nolan Reck. Personnel change for Conard as he sends it in deep. Conard battling it for it. Held up by Wethersfield. Jack Leahy for Wethersfield to carry it in. He's skating up, crosses the blue line, takes a slapper. Waffle save by Chase Emery. Saw that one clearly. Torrin McGoldrick goes into the forecheck. Jack Leahy again sends it in deep. And Emery will come out and play it as Wethersfield trying to pick up the speed a little bit. Picked up by McGoldrick. McGoldrick has it. He's held up. He'll get a penalty. Shot. McGoldrick. Save. Rebound. Whistle blows. And we're going to have a power play for Conard. Torrin McGoldrick did a great job protecting the puck as he was slashed or hooked. Looks like a hooking call. And Nolan Greenwell, sophomore for Wethersfield, will sit for 2 minutes. As Conard will go on its first power play.
This will be good. We get a first look at Conard's power play one line, and see what it looks like.
Ken Roach He'll be a forward. Nick Alonso will center and take that draw. Nolan Reck be the other wingman. And your points are Riley O'Keefe and Dylan Smith. Smith, shot, blocked by a body out in front. Picked up, back up by Nolan Reck, looking for an open man. Smith signaling for where to go with it. Tries to one-time it for Dylan Smith. He'll pick it up, walks the blue line. Smith blocked in front. Nolan Reck shot, couldn't get it in the air. Saved by Radecki. He's brought down. Ken Roach has it, goes around the net, looking for somebody. Tries to bank it off the boards for Riley O'Keefe. Riley O'Keefe banks it off the boards again. He keeps it in deep. Open puck to Roach. Shot. Save Radecki right there. He was able to see that. Riley O'Keefe tried to hold it up. He misses it, but great play by Nolan Reck to keep it in deep. Nolan Reck will come off the ice, and it's cleared by Wethersfield. Wethersfield will have a change. They'll take 3 of their 4 men off. Conard goes in for a slight personnel change as well. Conard sends it in.
Yeah.
They'll look to set up. Back to Torrin McGoldrick at the blue line. Back deep. Nice play, backhanded by Eisenberg. He'll skate it around. Looks for somebody in front, for Gainey in front. Couldn't get it to him. Eisenberg still has it. Back up to Gavin Mangini. Playing over in the bumper. Bumper will switch. Mangini over to Dylan Smith. He'll walk the blue line. Sends it over to McGoldrick. McGoldrick, the shot out in front. Loose puck. Can't get a shot off by Conard. 39 seconds left on the power play. Wethersfield trying to pick it back up. Gavin Mangini will skate it in. He's hit, but he takes out the guy. Wethersfield wants a call. Not going to get it. Emery will come out and play it for Torrin McGoldrick. 22 seconds left on the Conard power play. Sent up to Riley O'Keefe. He'll skate it in deep. Looks for somebody. Out in front. Centering pass. Great pass by Riley O'Keefe. Couldn't get it into the net was Mangini. Torrin McGoldrick playing the point. Sends it over to Riley over on the bumper. They'll switch spots. Penalties over. Wethersfield man was sitting in there. Forgot it. He comes up and is able to clear it out. Riley O'Keefe all alone at the red line. Able to hold it. Sees a man, but just enough wood. Kept on by Wethersfield. Wethersfield forgot that they were even strength, and they send it in. And with 1:32 left in the first period, we'll have icing. So Conard will have an opportunity. Russ, what'd you think about that? Good puck movement. What'd you think about the power play?
It's a really good power play. Used the points really well, moved the puck really well along the blue line, looked for opportunities, didn't rush anything. Really like what I saw.
Nolan Reck takes the face-off, tries to backhand it in, goes wide of the net. Andrew Nigro forces one deep. Matzinger kicks it in. Dylan Smith takes a wide shot, look for the tip in, and Radecki able to hold on to it. Nice play by Radecki. Nice look by Smith to send it in front of the crease as Nolan Reck was in there looking for the tip in.
Radecki's certainly getting a workout in this first period.
Nolan Reck will take the draw again versus Wethersfield. Tyler Giangrave, won by Tyler Giangrave. Wethersfield just able to squirrel it out of the zone. Dylan Smith spins around, tries to get it off the boards to Nolan Reck, comes back out. Smith with another spinorama. He'll cross the red line. Here he comes, goes wide, sends it in deep as a personnel change for Conard. Matzinger goes after it, able to keep it in just enough. And Torrin McGoldrick.
Nice effort by McGoldrick.
Great job by McGoldrick, who was
knees.
on the ice, and now he's going to try and put it through his legs. Just enough body by Wethersfield defense. Good play by Ryan Sosa for Wethersfield defense. Pass sent up. Here comes Jackson Faber for Wethersfield, and just picked up by Conard at the red line.
Icing.
And we'll have an icing call, just not enough to get it across the red line, and the face-off will come down to the Red Wolves' end.
Yeah, just a little bit of a miscue there and a mispass, and fortunately from just about a foot beyond the red line, and that is icing.
So with 29 seconds left, Nolan Greenwell, sophomore, will go up against Jack Eisenberg. Picked up by Conard. Conard flips it out of the zone. Picked up by Torrin. He beats his man. He's going to go in alone. Sends it in front for somebody. Nobody there. Mangini bumps the Wethersfield man off of it. Keep the puck in the zone. physicality picking up here. Outlet pass to Wethersfield, and Wethersfield
They're gonna
sending
ice
it
the
down,
puck.
and they're going to call icing with 6.4 seconds left in the first period, and Conard will have a nice opportunity if they can set something up. Wethersfield looking a little gassed. Just a little bit, Russ.
Yeah, they have a huge bench, Rob. I don't know how many people they're using off the bench. Haven't really been paying attention, but yeah, I would argue that they do. They look a little out of shape right now.
Eisenberg will take the draw again versus Tyler Giangrave. Up against the boards, goes to the wall. Conard keeping it in. Wethersfield circle around with the puck with it. And that'll be the end of the first period. Russ, we saw a lot of pressure in the Conard offensive zone. What's your thought on that first period? And how well did Radecki do for Wethersfield? I mean, facing a lot of shots.
I mean, all Conard, right? Just the entire period was Conard. It was. I think Chase Emery fielded. He had one good save, but had a couple shots, and the rest of it was Conard and Radecki making saves. Now, I would argue that he wasn't terribly challenged. We didn't get a lot of quality shots on him, but a lot of pucks on net. We definitely did exactly what we said we needed to do: get pucks on net, tire him out, and yeah, Wethersfield's looking a little. Wethersfield's looking a little tired right now. I'm actually a little surprised that there isn't a little more, hasn't been a little more energy on the Wethersfield side. Plenty of energy on the Conard side. Good physicality. I was a little concerned when we first started here. I was looking at how big the Wethersfield's players were, and I was like, wow, we're a little outsized here, but the physicality's definitely been leaning on the Conard side for sure.
Yeah.
And that's the guys like Gainey and guys like McGoldrick and those guys bring the body into the game and play a physical game, and that's exactly what Conard needs to do right here. So great start to the season. I love it. Love what I'm seeing.
Hopefully we can carry it on, and hopefully they'll have the gas. Well, that's the end of the first period. We're going to take a pause for intermission. We'll see you back in about 10 minutes. And we're back for the second period. Nolan Greenwell, Jack Eisenberg. Eisenberg wins the face-off. Over to Caden Mangini. Back over to Riley O'Keefe. O'Keefe tries to send it over to Nick Alonso. It's batted down by Wethersfield. Wethersfield picks it up. And Nolan Griffin will send it in deep for Wethersfield. Puck's picked up in the air and gloved by Chase Emery. Face off in the Conard zone. Tyler Giangrove and Eisenberg once again meet up. Social hour. Tyler McGoldrick tries to bring it in deep. Pinched up against the wall. However, Eisenberg able to pick it up and take a shot off. Dylan Smith keeps it on the boards. McGoldrick sweeping in, tries to backhand it, poked away. Eisenberg pauses, nice stick handling move by Eisenberg, and he'll backhand it in deep. Nick Alonso going in after it, pinched up against the wall, boards by Wethersfield. Loose puck, flicked up, but sat down. Slapper, Smith goes wide. Kept in by Eisenberg, and softly goes in front of Rydecki for Wethersfield, and he'll cover it up. Get some fresh legs out there for Wethersfield.
Yeah, Wethersfield doesn't have much of an answer for that first line right there. They're just possession of the puck is just tremendous, and it's their ability to keep Wethersfield on their heels is really where we need to be right now.
Nick Sosha go against Gainey. It's off to the side. Shot, rebound, just missed. Great shot by Gavin Mangini. Puck goes over to the side, on the wall, hard check. O'Keefe able to keep it in deep into the corner, slapped down by Wethersfield. He'll try and lift it up, but kept in nicely by Conard defense. And Wethersfield still trying to bring it in and get it out of the zone. They're finally able to, looking at a potential 3-on-2 breakout, but hits off a skate of his own player.
Here we go.
And now here comes Ken Roach. Roach has it, in alone, shot, high and wide. Roach hit good hands.
Really got a piece of that.
Back behind the net is Wethersfield. Roach giving chase. Wethersfield will try and regroup. Sent up against the boards. Nick Sosha finally tries to send it out and can't. And Braden Gainey makes connection with Nick Sosha. Nick Sosa trying to bring in the boards. But Gavin Mangini able to set him up. Puck is lost by Dylan Smith. And Wethersfield almost tried to set it up. Poked out of the zone by Conard. And Wethersfield will loop it around the boards. Giving chase is Wethersfield.
There we go.
Conard sees Mangini. Potential 2-on-1. But Mangini goes in for a line change, and Nick Alonso will give chase. Dylan Smith pinching in, loses it, and then sent in deep by Wethersfield, and we'll have an icing call, and looks like Conard's going to go out on a penalty call as Nolan Griffin hit the ice pretty hard, and Dylan Smith we'll see a couple minutes. Let's think about that one. Hard hit by Dylan Smith. Physicality picking up here, Russ, in the second period.
Yeah, but it's got to just be smart, Rob. It's just, physicality is one thing, and we got to play physical along the boards and in our zone. But an open ice hit like that, I didn't see it, but anytime you get a player that goes down in the middle of the ice like that, it's probably, and you get a call, it's probably not exactly a clean hit.
Tyler Giangrove and Jack Eisenberg become good friends tonight. Face off. Won by Eisenberg, but picked up by Wethersfield behind the net. Let's see how Conard's penalty kill will do. Wethersfield looping it around, up to the point. Shot by Wethersfield, backhanded. McGoldrick picked up, He'll look for Eisenberg, who hits his hand. He'll try to wrap it around and get around Wethersfield.
Got to get that deep. Got to get that deep.
And here goes Tyler McGoldrick. Has it. Eisenberg going in front of the net. McGoldrick tries to weave. Now we got a potential 3-on-2 breakout for Wethersfield. Jack Leahy pokes it in deep.
Here we go. Open some ice. Open up 2-on-1.
2-on-1. Open ice with Eisenberg. McGoldrick. Eisenberg. Flip pass. Hand out by Wethersfield to break that one up. Good play by the Wethersfield D.
That's offsides by about 20 feet.
Goes offsides. They got to bring it in. Delayed offsides. Wethersfield will come back. Gives an opportunity for Caden Mangini to pick it up. And Gavin Mangini.
Here we go.
McGoldrick. Shorthanded. Back and forth. Left to right. He's pulled
no
down.
Call there?
No call there.
There's got to be.
Everybody's got their hands up on that one. Wethersfield trying to bring it in. Jack Leahy goes around his man for Wethersfield. Backhands it in. Gets out of the reach. Gavin Mangini sees an open clearing. Sends it in deep. Radecki comes out of the net.
You would have a hard time realizing that this was a power play for Wethersfield right now.
Almost too many men for both teams, but as they were making changes and the puck went around them. A fortunate bounce for Wethersfield as Conard tried to clear it. And Ryan Sosha tries to send it in, but it's blocked. Looks like Conard will pick up on even strength. They can't get it out of the zone. Smith comes out of the box. Conard able to kill that penalty off. Smith goes to the bench and slapped in softly and stopped and covered by Emery.
It's getting a little sloppy, Rob. A little undisciplined here and there. You know, Conard just needs to get back to the basics in the basic game. Trust each other. Move the puck. You know, my worst move in the world is the toe drag. It doesn't work in this league. And a couple times there with toe dragging and turning the puck over. Just move the puck. Everybody skate, and we'll be good. Here we go.
Conard tries to get out of the zone. But Bastos is peeking down. Puck goes out in front. Batted away by Matzinger. Puck goes into the corner. Roland Reck. Shot. Tipped in, but tipped wide. Wethersfield sending a man out in front of the net. Shot high from Wethersfield, and it gets by Emery. Ryan Sosha with a shot from just above the circle, and it's 1-0 Wethersfield. Wethersfield had some good traffic out in front of the net. Conard was pushing the man out, trying to clear the house. We saw earlier that Wethersfield was trying to take some shots from the point or the circle and looking for a tip-in. There, that one went clear through. 1-0 with 9:23 left in the second is Wethersfield.
That whole sequence gets set off by the penalty, right? It gets them out of their groove, and then it cascades, and you just get a lucky shot by Wethersfield. We were kind of collapsing in there, giving them the point, giving them a chance to shoot the puck, and now we're playing from behind. So
Nick Sosha with a face-off win goes deep into the Conard zone, picked up by Soren Walsh from Wethersfield, but loose puck. Now grabbed by Conard. Here comes Tor McGoldrick, challenging. Tries to toe drag. Gets away from him, and gets out of his zone. Conard's got it still clear. Nick Alonso's got to hold it at the blue line, and Conard will be offside. So we'll have a face-off just over the blue line. Conard's offensive zone. Wethersfield, the face-off win, was back to the Wethersfield defenseman. Tried to flip up over the boards. Here comes Jack Leahy. Tries to go around. Andrew Nigro, able to get a shot off. Backhand, goes wide. Wethersfield picking up the pace. Eisenberg pinches his man behind the net. And Conard, another loose man out in front in the crease, saved by Emery, able to push it away, goes into the corner. Conard's pinched up against the board, tried to clear it out. Another shot, goes wide right of Emery. And Riley O'Keefe is hit after the hit, but able to take that hit and get it down to the ice. No icing. Great play by Riley O'Keefe and take the body. Matchinger, above the red line, shoots it in. Grabbed by Wethersfield, able to get back out. Volley between Matchinger and Wethersfield. Gavin Mangini able to put a hit on Wethersfield. And Wethersfield able to get a shot, saved by Emery, so he'll see another face-off to his right.
Yeah, Wethersfield's got a little life in him now.
Back to Faber for Wethersfield. Shot. No traffic there. Clear save. Stick save by Emery. Conard struggling now. Get it out of the zone. Dylan Smith to his outlet on Mangini.
Use your team. Use your team.
Shot by Roach. And saved by Radecki, who's been pretty solid so far. Tough shots, easy shots. He's been all over that puck.
Kind of putting everything right in his breadbasket. He's down on his knees. Haven't really challenged him too much. We need some better quality shots. Need to get him off his feet. Need to get somebody on that back post. Need to move the puck east to west and get somebody on that back post.
Danny will take the face-off draw. Battle at the dot. Won by Wethersfield. Goes D to D behind the net. Over to Jackson Faber. Loses it up the ice. And Rhodes going after it against the boards. Flipped up, but
I think it's out of play.
Goes out of play. .7:18 left in the second period. Eisenberg takes the draw. Conard pushes it back. Eisenberg has it. Poked in. Alonso was tangled up a little bit. And Radecki just covers it up easily. And we'll have another redraw between pen pals Eisenberg and Giangre. Wethersfield wins it. Tries to push it back. Kept in by Conard. Only to be sent out by Wethersfield. McGoldrick sends it in deep into the corner. McGoldrick behind him. Kicks it. Conard has it at the point. Andrew Nigro waving it, looking for a shot. There it is. Shot. Kick save. Radecki. Battle in front of the crease and covered by Radecki. Conard wants a call there. Some hands went up into the face mask. Danny with the win. It's slapped away. Wethersfield picking it up. A lot of slap hockey now. Here comes Mangini. Gavin Mangini with it. Circles back. Goes up against the board. Back up to Smith at the point. Smith back to Mangini on the boards. Sees over the center. Matchinger a shot. Backhanded tried to tip in by Roach. Goes wide a little bit. Mangini trying to get it for his players. Gives it out to Roach. Roach goes up against the glass to Mangini. Mangini behind the net. Looking for somebody. Goes off his skate. And Wethersfield's able to pick it up. Get it out of the zone. Dylan Smith will hustle after it. As two Wethersfield players go after him, looking for the Malachi crunch. Dylan Smith able to avoid, and now carries it up to the red line, gets into the zone, tries to toe drag, and kept away by Wethersfield.
Just too much, Rob. Trying to do too much by themselves. You gotta trust each other as a team and move the puck.
Braden Ganey had it, was slapped away by Wethersfield, and they sent it in deep, and it'll be icing called on Wethersfield. 5:43 left to play in the second, 1-0 Wethersfield. Wethersfield wins the draw, goes up to the sideboards, comes way out of the zone. Caden Mangini giving chase. Picks up to Parker Bastos. Bastos looking for Nolan Reck. And Braden McCabe for Conard sends it in. Picked up by Wethersfield. And Riley O'Keefe will go to obtain it. Sends it up the boards. Bastos misses it for Conard. Wethersfield has it. They'll try and go D to D. Picked up at the blue line. Wethersfield sends a pass. Goes off Conard's skate and shot. Emery, glove save, comes out and rebound. Slaps it over to his teammate. Soft pass by Nolan Reck. Not hard enough. And picked up by Wethersfield. Ryan Pace, who wrist one. Waffle save by Emery. Puck goes to the side of the boards. Caden Mangini up to Parker Bastos. Bastos was skated around again. Soft pass by his forehand. Gets it out of the zone. Missed by Braden McCabe. Conard trying to get possession. Really hasn't been able to hold on to it. Or really keep it in their zone. Keith has it. Indirect pass. Not far enough for his teammate in the outlet. Keith sends it out. But at the red line, neutral zone, three Wethersfield players. Here comes Parker Bastos.
It's high hit.
Had a high hit. Takes the hit. Comes out of the zone. Had his head down a little bit. Kind of a dangerous play. Wethersfield looking for its outlet. There they have it. Eisenberg waiting for the hit versus Rohei Williams. Nobody there. Rohei Williams knocks it down. Would have been a hand pass, so they can't play it. Conard does. Nice opening. Good pass. Colin McGoldrick looks for a shot. Centers it. Alonzo is held up a little bit. And Conard has to come out of the zone. Eisenberg trying to go in the side. And it'll be all sides on Conard. So it looks like some fatigue on both teams coming in a little bit.
I just think we've gotten away from our game. They scored a goal. Probably had like 6 or 7 shots on goal. Wethersfield the whole time. Frustration and half of the frustration is I'm going to be the guy that's going to go here. And so get a little too much me and a little less me.
Wethersfield wins the face on the draw. Centering pass. Nick Sosha. Sosha has to send it back to his defenseman. A little slap hockey in the neutral zone. Conard stripped up. Nice move by Dylan Smith as he puts on the break. Maverick style, he'll fly right by. Carries it in out of the zone. Tries to get a pass to Wethersfield, but too wide. Good play by the Wethersfield D. And they try and bring it in. Wethersfield look like a little mob hockey. They're all gathered together. And now Conard, good breakout, 3-on-3. Eisenberg. Conard, runs a Nigro, backhands it, tries to center it up. Picked off by Wethersfield. Now chasing the puck. Matzinger's there. Leahy for Wethersfield tries to poke it away. Picked up by Nick Alonzo. He's got a little bit of space, looking for somebody. Eisenberg picks up a loose puck. Shot. Rebound. McGoldrick trying to push it through, and Rydecki covers it up. And another poke by McGoldrick, and Wethersfield defends there to protect their goalie. And a quick whistle. And no chaos and no wheeling. Smart on Conard's part not to mix it up. And once again, Rydecki covers it up. Amy taking the face off. Puck is dropped. Run by Amy. He'll pick it up himself. Shoots it around the boards. Raced by Matzenberg. He has it. Tries to send it over the ropes. Picked off by Wethersfield. Wethersfield sends it high, and it goes bouncing in. Now a race to the puck. Matzenberg and Wethersfield. Matzenberg wins it, backhands it. Puck is hit by Wethersfield's skate, and they'll get an opportunity to take a shot. However, picked up by skate. Here comes Ken Roach. One man to beat. He takes a shot, just whistle, backhanded, just missed, just wide. Great effort by Roach there. Good speed. Leahy for Wethersfield, 2-on-1, backhanded, whisked away by Emery. Conard almost got caught there. Leahy again for Wethersfield, look for a backhanded pass. It's behind the net. Matzenberg able to break it up. Deany pokes it away, but not far enough. Gavin Mangini plays with it and can't get it out, and is picked off by Leahy. He razzles and dazzles, can't get it around. Wethersfield goes down. Wethersfield fans wanted a call, but it looks like that wasn't a trip on the ice. Puck loose out in front. Conard tries to shoot it and get it out of the zone. Can't do it. Wethersfield, and now Gainey. Gainey and Jackson Faber go at it a little bit at the blue line. It looks like Gainey's retaliation is going to cost him there, Russ.
Play discipline.
Man down, 57 seconds left in the second period, and both those players were far away from the puck. Wethersfield will send out their first line. Giangrove and Eisenberg, picked up by McGoldrick, will send it down.
Conard penalty number 5, torn McGoldrick, a 5-minute major for head contact. McGoldrick.
Wrong player. It's actually Braden Deany, not torn McGoldrick. McGoldrick's on the ice right now. So that's going to carry over for 4 minutes from Conard. That's a tough penalty to have. Conard's got to really kill this one off. Wethersfield trying to regroup, send it out to their outlets. Conard trying to cover the blue line. Wethersfield looking for an outlet. Eisenberg tries to have it. Held up by O'Keefe. Dylan Smith, rather, sends it in softly to kill some time. Has it again. Now he'll shoot it in hard. Radecki there will make a stop and shoot off to the side. And we're going to have the buzzer to end the second period. Russ, we got a 1-0 game on Wethersfield. Looks like some gas is running out for Conard and a couple of tough penalties. What's your thoughts on that second period?
I just think a couple of great mistakes. They get penalties in that period. Not the best penalties to get. Not a penalty if you're working hard, or just a penalty for frustration. Get that penalty, Wethersfield gets a goal, and you give them a little bit of life. Flat as a pancake, putting a lot of effort in, and now they're awake again. So, it's going to be a game in the third period. Conard needs to get the discipline back. They need to play as a team. They need to move the puck. They need to move off the puck. They had a really good first period. Definitely see the energy bleeding. They need to win that locker room. Bring a couple of things inside their new fridge in there. Bring in some energy and get back on the ice and play some hockey. The hockey that they can play.
And you talk about a deficit. Conard's got to kill off 4 minutes, and you're already gonna shave off 25% of that period.
Yeah, you saw it. He got a little upset with him. Put in the face mask. Nothing really hard. But see, he made contact with the head now. There's no tolerance. 4-minute major. Conard's now got 4 minutes and 3 seconds to kill off before they can get back in this game. We'll see.
We hope they can pull it off. We'll be back after the second intermission break. And we're back for the third period. Let's hope that Conard had their Wheaties in between in their intermission. Deep into the Conard zone. Wethersfield trying to take control. Picked up by Torrin McGoldrick. The potential 2-on-1. Looking for a pass to Eisenberg. Looking for a tip. And Eisenberg is pushed into the goalie. Whistle's called. Looks like they're going to send a face-off outside the zone. No intention there by Eisenberg.
No.
Just skating hard. Rohei Williams kind of was with him all the way. And Gavin Mangini will take the face-off versus Tyler Giangrove. Won by Conard, slapped in by Matzinger, but picked up by Wethersfield. They'll try and set it up on this power play, which is now at 3:33. Tyler Giangrave tries to backhand it, pushed out of the zone by Gavin Mangini. Wethersfield will have to regroup. Lost by Lehigh Williams on Wethersfield, and Conard shoots it out of the zone. It'll go out to the other end. Rydecki corrals it for his defenseman. Gavin Mangini trying to do some back checking. And Jackson Faber able to skate it in with some speed. Looks for an open Wethersfield shot. Blocked shot by...
That stung, I bet.
And Caden Mangini takes one off the chest.
That's going to leave a bruise, Rob.
That's going to leave a mark. Wethersfield trying to bring it back out of the zone. Roach giving chase. Gets the good angle on Ryan Sosha. So Sosha has the backhand. Rohei Williams shoots it high over the goal. Nice hard shot. Wethersfield still looking for that clean shot. They'll take possession again. Shot from the bumper and cleanly grabbed by Emery. 2:07 left in the power play for Wethersfield. Conard wins the face-off. Great job, cleared out. Able to kick back in by Wethersfield, but they were off sides. Eisenberg giving chase, and Wethersfield falls down with the puck. Grabbed by Eisenberg, but it's slapped away by Wethersfield defenseman. Almost an opportunity. Good hustle by Eisenberg. He's trying to kill off some time. Able to do so. Torrin McGoldrick has it a little bit. Gets it by him. Now it's a 2-on-2. McGoldrick has it. Shot by Eisenberg, but stick gotten away by Wethersfield, and Wethersfield's able to pick it up. Pass ahead to Braden Allen on Wethersfield. He can't get to it. And Dylan Smith tries to play with it a little bit. Able to get away. He's hooked a little bit.
That'll even things up.
Penalty coming up.
That's going to even
Emmerich
things
up.
What?
Hand pass is called by on Conard, so the whistle will blow, even though they gained possession of it. But the hand pass will eliminate that.
So now we'll have about a minute, 45 seconds or so of a power play.
1:14 left on the penalty to Braden Gainey.
There we go. So they got 2 minutes on that.
And a 2-minute penalty.
So we're even strength, and then we'll have Conard will have a 45-second power play.
So 4-on-4 right now. Face-off won by Conard, kept in by Dylan Smith. But Wethersfield's able to have it. Rohei Williams able to beat Dylan Smith, but puck gets by him, and it'll be an icing, and we'll do that all over again. Nick Alonso take the draw for Conard. versus Tyler Giangrave, who's taken the majority. Giangrave is kicked out of the circle, so Rohei Williams will. Face-off won by Wethersfield.
2 minutes for tripping. Allen, 2 minutes.
Andrew Nigro able to keep it in. And Jackson Faber for Wethersfield shoots it out of the zone. Riley O'Keefe sends it in deep for Conard. And we're just playing a little back and forth here. But Conard, shot. Nigro is off a Wethersfield stick and into the netting. And we'll have another shot, or face-off, to the right-hand side of Radecki. Alonso with a face-off, won by Wethersfield.
A 4-on-4.
Rohei Williams backhands it over to Jackson Faber, Wethersfield. He'll take the charge out there. Nick Alonso trying forecheck. And Faber has to send it over to Rohei Williams. Wethersfield
Conard's playing a little bit like we're a man down right now and we're even. So they need to put guys on.
Still 4-on-4. 4 seconds left in the Gainey penalty. And Conard will now have a penalty or power play for 44 seconds. Nick Alonso battling on the boards. Gets away from him. Andrew Nigro pushes the Wethersfield man in the corner. Great job by Riley O'Keefe to push his man back into the boards and get that pass off over to his Torrin McGoldrick. McGoldrick will circle back. 21 seconds in the power play for Conard. Here comes Dylan Smith. Over to Nolan Reck. Takes a shot. Soft. Rebound. High. And batted down. And Nolan Radecki has it. And a Conard player is put down. No call on the play.
There's got to be a call there. He came right from behind him, squaring his back.
Looks like Nolan Reck was cross-checked a little bit after the whistle. I think maybe the stick, when it was up in the air, he tried to bat it down, maybe it hit the goalie. Wethersfield trying to protect their goalie, but that was a little bit egregious. No call on the play. It's a conversation now between the referees. They'll consult, and the draw will come outside the blue line for Conard, who will have 10 seconds on their power play. Eisenberg and Giangrave, good friends at this point, taking the draw. Wethersfield wins it. Eisenberg has it, just poked away from him, backhand it, tries to shoot it out in front. Nobody there for Conard. McGoldrick giving chase. And shot, and looks like we're going to have icing waved off. And Dylan Smith will do a spinorama move over to Gavin Mangini. Mangini sees Nolan Reck. Reck has it, looking drop pass over to Eisenberg. Shot. Blocked by Tyler Giangrave. Nolan Reck goes into the boards, puts a body on him. He's got to come out of the zone because Conard has it. Good job by Gavin Mangini to keep it not to go off sides. Another cross ice. Rebound. Clear open net. Goes through the crease. No one there. Someone was on the other side of the post, though. Eisenberg plays the body a little bit, and Wethersfield will slap it down, and we'll have icing. .9:23 left in the third period. Face-off won by Conard. Kind of in the middle of the defenseman. Riley O'Keefe had to scooch over, had to go backhand to forehand, couldn't get a shot off. Riley O'Keefe pulls it back at the point. Indirect pass over to Nick Alonso. Alonso backhands it in deep. Roach trying to give chase. Picked up by Parker Bastos, looking for an open man. He sends it around. No one there for Conard, and it goes out of the zone.
It's going to be icing again.
And we'll have another icing call. Jackson Faber still on the ice. And Reed Parker the two defensemen for Wethersfield. Favors had a lot of ice time tonight. Had some solid legs, but we're into that third period. Great opportunity for Conard to capitalize. Face-off won by Wethersfield. Here comes Rohey Williams. In all alone, but Riley O'Keefe coming to the rescue, just gets a stick on it. Able to stop that charge by Rohey Williams and slap it out of the zone. Matzinger able to break up a pass. Wethersfield sending a man to the blue line, trying to cherry pick there. Gavin Mangini keep it in the zone. Nick Alonso there, tries to sideswipe it, looking for a man in front. Nobody there. McGoldrick back over to Dylan Smith, who's pinching. You got three Conard players behind the net. Caden Mangini keeps it in deep.
Got to get a Conard player on that, Rob.
Wethersfield once again trying to get it out of the zone. They can't do that. Comes up to Dylan Smith. Smith over to Caden Mangini. Sends it in softly. Give enough time for Conard to set up. And Wethersfield changes one of its personnel members. And Wethersfield slaps it up against the board and will have another icing call.
It's a strategy, Rob. They're up by one. Just keep pushing the puck down the ice. They look a little tired.
A lot of confidence in the Wethersfield netminder, who's kept them in this game. Faced a lot. Not a lot of tough ones, though. Let's see if Conard can capitalize on the unfresh legs of Wethersfield with all these icing changes. Scramble for the puck. Slapped away behind the net by Wethersfield. And Dylan Smith has it a little bit, plays with it, gets to the Mangini. Here comes Mangini. Shot by Conard. Smith, rebound. Gets shot away on the outside. Radecki goes down, and looks like that puck's going to get out of the zone. Wethersfield on a charge. Gavin Mangini trying to break it. Gets in front of him and pushes his man up. Gavin Mangini, what hustle. Great back check.
That's offside.
Conard just slips away as an offsides call on Conard. But a great play by Gavin Mangini on that break by Wethersfield, just to get his body just in front of that man and stop that puck.
Just the energy and the back check that Conard needs right now.
Nolan Reck will take the face-off. Tyler Giangrave. Wethersfield wins it, slapped away. Rohey Williams will bring it up for Wethersfield. Gets to the red line, can't get it. It's blocked off. Here goes Ken Roach, will get it in there. Pushes it, tries to use his speed, but he's shielded by Wethersfield. And shot by Nolan Reck. Glove save, Radecki.
It's a pretty good shot by Nolan Reck there. I like that shot.
Nice shot by Nolan Reck. .654 left in the game. Nolan Reck will take the face-off again versus Nolan Greenwell. Wethersfield comes up with it, banking against the boards. Matzinger pushes it deep over to Nolan Reck. Slap back and forth. Matzinger pinches his body to keep it in the zone, only to get it played out. But O'Keefe is there. Conard go back and touch up, and O'Keefe sends it in deep. Good play by O'Keefe. And slapped away. O'Keefe will corral it. Goes back, slaps it up. Right off the referee, unfortunate bounce, but Conard's right there by Roach. Roach has it, puts it on net, rebounded, but swiped away by Radecki once again. Roach goes into the corner with Wethersfield. Conard, Nolan Alonso tries to get it. And Matzinger, great job to keep it in at the point. Slapped it in right to a Wethersfield man, and Wethersfield will ice the puck. Wethersfield able to squeak a man off of that change there on the ice. So Jack Eisenberg and Tyler Giangrave take that face off again. Right to McGoldrick at his feet. Can't get the shot off. Kept in by Dylan Smith. And a potential breakaway. And slapped away as the puck was loose and way ahead. Emery pushed it to the side. Hits his own outlet. Gavin Mangini tried to get it out. kept in by Wethersfield, only to get it back out of the zone. Dylan Smith goes over to the side to Emery's left. He's pinched into the corner. Can't get it out there. And slapped away by Conard. A good fortuitous bounce for Conard as it didn't ice. And they can back check a little bit. Good job by Gavin Mangini. Wethersfield flips it up, trying to hit his man. It's flipped up, no icing called. Dylan Smith tries to slap it against the boards. Wethersfield is there. Rohei Williams looking for somebody. He's in the corner. Can't get good wood on it or a pass. Slap hockey here now between the two teams. Back and forth. Gets out of the zone. Here comes Tor McGoldrick. Doesn't have much help. He's surrounded by Wethersfield. He tries to send it in on net. Goes behind the net. Nolan Reck keeps it in deep. And Matzinger will have to go chase it. Backhands it over to Nolan Reck to McGoldrick. Just out of the reach of McGoldrick a little bit. And Conard tried to pick it up. Matzinger will have it. Sends it in deep. McGoldrick will try and make a change. Goes up behind the net. And Alonzo making a check behind the net and make Wethersfield make another play at it. Ken Roach challenging the man behind the net. There goes Nolan Reck now. Wethersfield having a hard time trying to bring it out from behind the net to the outlet. It's a good job on Conard. The point, shot, and glove save. The shot was Nick Alonzo. And way after the whistle, Nolan Reck is hit once again. And now the ref want to call.
I'm just really trying to understand how that's not a call.
Coach for Conard wants a call there. It's the second time Reck's been hit there. Over to Roach, slapper. Got a little deflected. Goes wide of the net. Nick Alonzo trying to bring it. Roach with some hands, tries to slide it over to a shot. Can't get it there. Nick Alonzo says, hey, how you doing? And able to do it. Smith looking for the shot. Wethersfield fans wants that one to be offsides. Well, got a neutrality call on that one. Little physicality picking up. Conard trying to battle in front of the net. Nolan Reck tries to slap it. Caden Mangini tries to play with it his hands. Misses it. But covered by Dylan Smith. Ken Roach has it now. Tries to get it in deep. Drops it for Caden Mangini. Conard can't get it into the zone. 3:25 left. And Nick Alonzo will slap it in and make the change. Tor McGoldrick's hitting the corner. Eisenberg will pick it up. Puck hits the referee. McGoldrick has it. Sends it in backhand behind the net. Eisenberg giving chase. Caden Mangini sends a pass over to Eisenberg. Eisenberg shoots it up a little bit to Gavin Mangini. And Eisenberg trying to get a shot off. Reaching, pushed away. Backhanded. Back to Dylan Smith from the defense who'll send it back in. Gavin Mangini's there to his brother Caden Mangini, who'll take a shot. Little wrister. And whisked away by Radecki. And it'll go out of play. So 2:43 left. And it looks like the Conard bench is chatting a little bit, trying to get Emery's attention. Might have a timeout call. Coach wants Nolan Reck to come off. Parker Bastos will come on. Ken Roach will take the face-off. Andrew Nigro and Riley O'Keefe at the point. O'Keefe will pick it up, send it in over to Parker Bastos. O'Keefe keeping it in again. Good play by O'Keefe, but it's flicked out by Wethersfield. And Andrew Nigro will go chase after it, and Conard will regroup. Nigro puts on the brakes, goes to the other side. He's got some space to carry it. Sends up a pass to Nick Alonzo. Alonzo, stick is slapped away, and backhands it in though, and the puck goes through the crease and covered up by Radecki.
Starting to get to be a good time to pull the goalie.
Conard able to get his first line out there. Eisenberg and Giangre will do it again. Back to Conard, to Gavin Mangini, over to Riley O'Keefe, shoots it, hits his own man in the stick, shot, McGoldrick, Radecki, leg spread, makes a remarkable save, one of his best of the night. As Torrin McGoldrick was high in the slot, put a great shot on net, and Radecki able to cover it up. Dylan Smith will come on for Conard. And looks like we have a timeout called. This one looks like it called by Wethersfield.
Timeout by Wethersfield, huh?
Well, I think, Russ, maybe he's had like pretty much the same D that Jackson Faber has been out there. I mean, he's put up incredible minutes tonight. Reed Parker, another senior defenseman. And between Jack Leahy, Tyler Giangrave, and Rohei Williams, I mean, that line's been out there. So probably give those guys a break, and I'm sure Coach Olson is talking strategy of when Emery will be pulled, if that. I'd love to know the shot count, as Radecki's faced numerous amounts of shots tonight.
Yeah, we did talk in the beginning of the game about shots, but now I think we've got to change that tune to quality of shots. This goalie's, he's doing a pretty good job tonight. He's keeping control. We haven't really challenged him very much. It's hard to say whether we haven't challenged him much or he's just very, very well positioned. But that being said, we haven't really moved the puck east to west very much in front of the goal. And we really need to get this. We need to move this goalie. That's the way we're going to score on him right now. So, need to set up a power play type situation, overload, get a side, get the puck on one side, and get somebody on that weak side, and get a one-timer. And we need to beat this guy.
2:05 left in the game. We'll keep an eye out on Emery, see if he leaves the net. Andrew Nigro and Dylan Smith will be the D. Roach take the face-off. Slapped it all the way to Dylan Smith, and it comes out of the zone. Gavin Mangini's hit a little bit. No call there. And Torrin McGoldrick will send it in deep. Giving chase is Eisenberg. Nigro has it at the point. Over to Mangini. Looking for a shot. There goes Emery. Back to the net. Sixth attacker will come on.
Oh, boy.
Open net. Nick Alonso, back to Dylan Smith. Smith, one blast to Mangini, one time. Hits a man in front, but they had the open net. Cleared out by Wethersfield. 1:25 left. And sent over to Dylan Smith. Smith goes behind the net. Conard looking to set up. Smith going to take some charge. Sends it over to McGoldrick. McGoldrick has it. Bringing it in deep, looking for a man in front, has to pivot, sends it back over to Dylan Smith, back over to shot, Gavin Mangini, save, hits a man, shot by Gavin Mangini, Riley O'Keefe rather, goes wide, Eisenberg pinched against the board, Wethersfield just trying to kill some time, 45 seconds left, Dylan Smith has it now, over to Torrin, McGoldrick over to Gavin Mangini. Rister tries to go high. Saved by Radecki. Goes high. Dylan Smith over to Mangini. Picked up by Wethersfield. Alonso sees it. Torrin McGoldrick tried to wrap it around. Loses it a little bit. Conard still controlling it. Dylan Smith has it now. Gavin Mangini at the point. 17 seconds left. Rister by Smith. Blocked out in front. Torrin McGoldrick has it, behind the net, looking for an open man, and open net, blocked by Dylan Smith. He needs some help, over to send it. Jackson Faber able to knock him down, and Conard can't get it, and we're going to have a victory by Wethersfield. A gallant effort by Conard. Radecki, one heck of a game in net for Wethersfield. Your thoughts, Russ?
Yeah, Conard, this is a tough one for me, Rob, to watch. Conard controlled 90% of that game, and Wethersfield, this is how sometimes these games go. Conard was the much better team tonight. Wethersfield won that on a hope and a prayer and in a point shot that happened to go in. Conard needs to find a way to be more effective with their shots. They need to be able to have a better way of scoring, and they need to not get into that situation where they've got in a couple times there where they're getting undisciplined and getting put in the box. It set off it changed the whole cadence of the game there for a minute or two in the second period. So I think it was a really good showing by Conard. They have actually didn't realize, but Bankoff's out tonight too. So we're down 2 solid starting defensemen, as well as 3 forwards that are all key to us scoring. So Conard was still the better team tonight, even with all that handicap that we were going in this game with. So we're gonna learn from each game and we're gonna move forward. I think it was a great learning opportunity for Conard. Some mistakes were made, but ultimately a solid performance. Chase did what he needed to do in goal, and a lot of confidence, seeing a lot of confidence from him, so that was encouraging. But we got to figure out ways to score goals, Rob. There was a lot of shots on goals and not a lot of really solid opportunities to score.
And not a lot of great wood, Russ. You want to hit it, you want to hit it hard, but Radecki was pretty solid in there, and we just couldn't get anything hard enough to get past him.
No, for sure.
Yep.
So we'll see you at the next game.
So, we'll see you next time, Saturday, January 3rd, 1:30, where Conard at home will take on E.O. Smith and the Bucks. I'm Rob. I'm with Russ. We are Russ and Rob. Thank you very much. Have a good night.